David Appel, and I'm the managing partner of Bekaert's South Florida practice. Every day's different. I think the overall job is really to grow the practice. And growing the practice is really growing and managing the people. And the people aspect of the job is really what we do for the most part every day. It's providing opportunities for our people to grow, to learn, to mature, to be able to sit where I sit today, providing them a path to partnership. It's part of our motto and our mission statement is to provide a difference in the lives of our people and our clients. And the reality is that's what I do every day. There is no typical day. What I intend to do when I get up in the morning is not necessarily what I accomplish during the day, but hopefully that gets accomplished the next day. But providing, again, going back to the opportunity, it may be in one day we're looking for a new client and that we've identified. It may be then putting that proposal, putting the team together to go out and visit with that client, or it could be providing that opportunity for a referral source that we need, that we know we should be doing work with. And so if we don't have a relationship with that particular referral source, one of my jobs is to open up those doors, taking advantage of, and it isn't just me, we have a full team, and so somebody in this community, because they've been here a long time, much longer than me, that we know the players at these various institutions, and so we make sure that we collaborate. Why walk in cold to somebody that I may not know, may know the organization, but may not know the person at that organization that we need to know. In order for us to be successful, we have to have people that are engaged and that want to get up every day to come to work. And with that, it's providing the challenge for them so every day they learn something. Every day they're a better person than they were the day before they got here. And if they continue to do that, then hopefully they'll stay here, but the reality is whatever stage they go to in life, they'll be a better person. And it's providing them technical knowledge, it's providing them people skills, but it's the knowledge of how to be out in the community. And it's one of the things that we, as an example, Toastmasters. I wish I had done that, but I didn't. We're providing that right now for all of our kids. So we have our local Toastmasters chapter. And so it's little things like that that not every firm does. We want to be a little different. We have to think outside the box. And if we can provide opportunities like that for them, again, they'll take those skills wherever they go. They'll take those skills when they go back home and deal with their family or their potential clients or friends. We cannot go into a client situation or a meeting and think that we know everything. But we have to dig deep. We have to understand what's causing their pain. What is it that they need? We can't presume we know what they need, but we have to listen. That's why anybody who goes out on a sales call, as an example, by themselves, or even any client meeting, for the most part, by themselves, they can't talk and listen at the same time. And so that's why we have teams. That's why we have more than one individual that works on the account. Clients will gravitate toward different people, but if one's talking, one can't listen. And through that process, we then understand what the client needs, and then from there, we can then provide the solutions that will help them meet their goals. Because sometimes the clients don't know ultimately what they need, but that's part of the conversation. It's part of being that trusted advisor that we can help them get there. I have a lot of advice. Not sure how much of it I can tell you, but I think that the best advice I can give to somebody who is just starting is, first off, let's get the CPA exam out of the way. The longer you go working without having that certificate, that's what you went to school for. So why wait 2 or 3 years before you get that? The farther you get away from school into practice, the harder it will be to then deal with that issue. Once you're here, then it's put your nose down and learn, be a sponge. When you're coming out of school, obviously you had good grades, but here it's different. And not everything they taught you in school is what we'll be doing on a day-to-day basis. But the more you learn, the more you sit and observe, learn your trade. In order to be a partner at some point, you have to be able to generate business for the firm or expand services that we currently provide to our clients. And sometimes the younger individuals want to do that today. Well, they don't even know what to do. They don't even know what the job entails before they can go out and try to sell and be a consultant. So the advice is listen, observe, take advantage of what's around you, and be a sponge. And I'd also say that your career is the most important thing to you, not to me. We will do what we can to help you with your career. But if you don't care, if I care more about your career than you do, then it's not going to work. There's something wrong there. And I think that would be the best advice I could give. Yes. We recruit from many different schools.
Okay.
Locally, we recruit from FIU, UM, FAU, and University of Florida, primarily. Those are the schools that we spend a lot of time and effort in. It's changed over the years that we actually have what's called a Connect program, where we are identifying students as sophomores that we think that are going into the accounting profession, that we then want to offer an internship. And that's the backbone for our recruiting process. When they go through Connect, and then they have the internship, which could either be during our January through April period, or our summer. That's where they learn more about what the accounting profession is, and then they go back to school, and then they finish up school, get their master's, and they come back and join us a year or so later. So now we have all of these marketing individuals. If you think about it, those that now have jobs, they've gone through this process, and now they go back to school and tell their other friends how wonderful we are. Toughest accounting task for me was actually having to give a speech.
Right.
I don't like giving speeches. I'm terrified, and I've grown to adapt. I still don't like it. I still get very nervous and afraid, to be honest. But that process, I had to do that when I moved here. I was able to hide, to be honest, before I moved here, because there were other people. But when I came into this role, there was no one else. I had to do that. So therefore, whether that was giving a speech or being a moderator of a panel or being on a panel discussion, and then I realized that everything that I'd been told before, that I actually know more about the topic than the people in the audience. So why worry about that? My civic involvement, currently involved with Nicholas Children's Hospital, United Way, March of Dimes, and also the Beacon Council. Civic, we always believe, and I guess that was something I was taught as a kid from my dad, that you have to give back. And it goes back to even playing baseball. The names on the back of the shirts were the Kiwanis Club or Lions Club and things like that. And so once I started working, I got very involved in those organizations. And in fact, in Tampa, I was very proud and honored that I actually was honored with the highest achievement that that organization could give to an individual. And it was 25 years of service, but that also, I think we use that to teach, my wife and I, to teach our children the same thing. It isn't about just us, we have to give back. And so whether it's building a ramp for somebody so they can get out of their house, or Habitat for Humanity, taken down, or paint your heart out. I mean, there are all sorts of different things that we, or I have done. But it's not just then about me. What we also try to do is encourage every one of the individuals in the office to get involved with something that they're passionate about. If you're not passionate about an organization, you know, anytime somebody tells you go do this without it being their idea, they're not going to be that excited about it unless they then go and it gets them in the heart. And those organizations that I've been involved with they tug at my heartstrings when you help kids and you help children. And this week, actually, tomorrow, we're having a March of Dimes walk, I think, at Tropicana Park. But those are things that I may not have started those, been involved in that organization as a leader, but also, again, I think providing the opportunity for those that are in the office that have been affected by those organizations to raise money internally and make it fun. And so we have campaigns, again, United Way and March of Dimes are two in particular, that we do things, and whether we have a pie throwing contest at the partners, or we have a cooking contest, or pancakes for the kids that when they come in on a busy Saturday or Friday morning and they see the partners making pancakes, things like that where we can raise money for the charities. I think it's a fun way to also help the organization.